Last couple of days I've been feeling a little video coming on because it's been 2 weeks now since I've been back in the UK, and I'm currently sat in Tesco's Didcot having a Costa coffee. I had a toasted sandwich and a latte, and it was 348 baht, £7. I suppose it's just UK and Western prices, isn't it? It's not really a problem, but what I'm going to talk about on this video is how I feel about being back after a couple of weeks, and my feelings about if or whether I'm going back to Thailand or not. Yeah, so this next week is going to be warm apparently, but in the UK now, of course, we're always getting these coloured warnings, yellow colour warning of danger. It's actually going to be warm instead of raining in the summer. Those sort of things do my head in for sure. But when I left Thailand, part of me thought I might not even go back. So these are my thoughts after 2 weeks really. Right, so stop start next day now, and I'm just arrived at Paddington. As you can see, Paddington Bear behind me, and I'm going to continue the conversation about 2 weeks in the UK. How do I feel? Okay, so let's recap. I'm 68 in November. Someone who still can't make his mind up, doesn't know what he wants. So a few months before I came back to the UK, I was convinced that I was going to go back to Thailand. And then probably within the last month before I came home, I started thinking, oh, you know what, I might not even come back. I might just stay in the UK or maybe go to Spain. So I was originally going to leave some of my stuff at the apartment, and then eventually I decided to take it all with me. But as you can see, I did make one decision after a horrendous train journey. My train journey takes 40 minutes, 38 to 40 minutes. It took about an hour and 20 minutes because of problems with the track, and only one track being open, and we followed a stopper for most of the journey. So got off at Paddington, did my usual walk to the bus stop. And having a dessert pint before I head to the bush.
We're going to differentiate with people are like also how we're going to validate, and then when we do.
Yeah, so my thoughts after 2 weeks. Never buy a pint in Thailand because the small bottles keep cold unless you drink a pint quick. Buy a pint of draft and the bottom third of it's warm by the time you get there. But in England, pint's always the answer. Spent the time at my daughter's, crashing on her sofa. Grandson wakes me up between 6 and 7 every morning, so my sleep pattern has gone from waking up at midday in Thailand to waking up between 6 and 7 every morning and being asleep by probably 10 o'clock, which sometimes I wasn't going out till 10 o'clock. That's all fine, that's not a problem. And I've just had a cold, heavy, like a head cold. We've all had it, me, my daughter and my grandson. That's why my voice is a bit croaky. Yeah, none of that's a problem. I didn't have a purpose. I didn't have anything to do in Thailand, and I have a purpose now because I'm a full-on grandparent and father and doing all sorts of things. But a lot of what I'm doing is kind of have to be careful how I word it, because you'll watch it one day. Clearing up, tidying up, helping. Yeah, I helped to make the mess as well, but those weren't the purposes that really I came back for. But you have to just dig in and do a bit of everything, and I do quite enjoy that. In saying that, the contradiction is I don't want to be doing that in my retirement. It's not what I wanted to do in my retirement. So my last thought before I left Thailand was, yeah, maybe I'll never come back. Now I'm pretty convinced I will come back, and I'll come back early September. Still thinking of spending August in Spain to have a look around a few areas, because I could still get a bolt hole. I've still got the money to get a bolt hole, but I can basically get a 1-bed flat, maybe a 2-bed flat or a 1-bed house in South Oxfordshire, Didcot, where my daughter lives. Or in some areas of Spain, I can, for the same price, I can get a detached villa with a private swimming pool.
This is a big issue. A lot of like that.
So
Sorry, it's the issue.
that obviously it seems much better. It's knowing where to go and checking the areas out. So I might well do that in August. And then when I go back, well, I don't know. My plan would have been to stay there all the winter time, maybe even go back June. I think one of the problems I had in Thailand the first time round, I was adamant that I wasn't going to get mixed up in any type of not a relationship, even knowing someone for a few weeks or whatever. So I kind of deliberately stayed away from that. And maybe that was a bit of a mistake, because what I also didn't do is make friends with other Brits or English-speaking people. Again, being careful what I say. Then a lot of them here that want to drink all day are not particularly the people that I want to be friends with, I don't think. Although, see, I'm contradicting, aren't I? Because I'm drinking as well. But I think I can get involved in doing more things, golf there, and a few other things where I could be, make some more social and make friends and have more better time. But even if I don't do that, the reality of living somewhere, I'd probably rather be living there, or I'd rather be living in Spain than I would rather be living in the UK. Unless again it's London, but I can't afford London. Coming to London for a whole week this week, so I might make at least one more video in town. Staying up. My channel was originally named to do all connected to David Bowie, and every year we used to do a Bowie fan club event on a Friday and Saturday night. Friday would be a meet up in the Museum Tavern in opposite the Museum Tavern in central London, and we still do that every Friday. And then we'd have a music music, DJs and live bands, cover bands or whatever, which David Bowie used to actually support us and used to send us a message every year and sign stuff for us to auction off. All the funds would be raised for Terence Higgins Trust. Some years we'd raised thousands, 5,000, 7,000 I think some years. And he always made it clear that if it got more public and more widely known, he wouldn't get involved in it. So it was kept very private under the counter, so to speak, until he passed. And then after he passed, the events have carried on. And they've been a little bit more public, possibly, not much. So anyway, I've got friends coming from Europe, all over England this weekend, coming to London. So Friday and Saturday night is my big Bowie weekend, which I only really did the first year after he died, 2016, and then I avoided it for years and years. I kind of overdosed on it all and didn't want all the sorrow and all the repetitive stuff that I've lived with most of my life. So, like heroes. But I'm ready for it now, and I'm actually ready to meet a lot of my friends, because my friends, I definitely miss them being in Thailand for 6 months. So that's going to be a good Friday and Saturday. Probably make a little video with a few of them. They're probably keen to be a bit involved. Still thinking, aren't I? Look, 6 minutes without a break. Financially, of course, it's a lot more expensive here, but it's not too bad really. It is bad compared to Thailand. One thing I don't get when people say that they run out of money in Thailand and they failed in Thailand and they're going back home. Well, unless they've got their own property paid for here, but if they have, they'd be renting it out, so they'd already be earning more money than what Thailand's going to cost them. I don't really understand how anybody can run out of money in Thailand, because it's cheap. £300 my condo a month, 320. Utilities are maybe 40 quid a month, and that's it. No more no other bills, no council tax. Eating out every day, cost of living. I have got it worked out exactly, and I will do a little short video on that, which of course I promised to do last year when I went to Phuket and never did. But I will do this time about costings. But it's ridiculous. Everywhere's gone up in the world, sure, but as much as Thailand's gone up by their whatever percentage, Europe, UK and everywhere else has gone up by the same percentage. So £7.20 for this pint of beer here, lovely old pub. £7.20. You just think in London that's all right really. It's a Peroni, it's a premium brand. Quite happy with that. So yeah, I'm not really bothered about the cost of living. I'm trying to get my daughter up Wednesday in the daytime to go to a restaurant. Top of German Street is there's a restaurant where Mr. Wool Sausages was born. The Wool Sausages man, who was a real man. I can't remember the name of the restaurant, but when I find it, I'll put the name of it and a link in the description. Really, really lovely steakhouse. So hopefully she'll come up Wednesday in the daytime, and I'll take her to that in the daytime as her last birthday treat. But yeah, financially you spend a lot more money here. It's not that. It's already, we haven't had any warm weather. It's a bit muggy today. This week's going to be hot, but they're constantly warning us on all the news forecasts, like on the hour news things. Oh, yellow weather warning, be careful. Could go to red weather warning. We're going to have problems. We haven't even had really a proper day of sun yet. Why don't they just say it's going to be hot this week? Pack your bikini and short trunks, get down on the beach and have a good time. No, they want to warn us about the possible dangers. More than 3 days of 30 degrees and it could be red, and then you can have all these other global warming problems. Well, we haven't had any global warming here this year because it's been a miserable spring. And it's cloudy now, look, isn't it? It's getting dark clouds. It's warm enough, but cloudy, dark clouds. So anyway, I'm definitely be going back. And I reckon I'll take, like I originally thought, I'll take some things back with me this time that maybe make it a bit more homely in my condo. And the other big thing I might do, I might look eventually to have my notice in on the condo, lose my deposit, which is 2 months rent, which is £600, which is not really a problem. And eventually, after a few months of being back there, eventually look to get something different than a modern condo, because the dry line walls and noise issue is a bit of an issue. Privacy, the noise, the sound is a bit of an issue with the condo. I mean, everything else is superb. Quite like my own little villa really. And if I paid 500 quid a month, which in Thailand would be really expensive, £500 a month, could probably nearly get my own villa with my own little bloody pool and that, and you get a man to look after your pool. Why not? If I'm only going to be there for a few years, why not live the best life? 11 minutes non-stop. I'll think of some more in a minute. This is London, look. So I'm going to walk out right in front of it. That's the great thing about London. There's the mews the horses came from, look. Hyde Park Garden Mews. Further evidence can be spotted on the floor. It's nice though to see horses in central London. There's some stables at the bottom of that mews. So here we are again, walking onto the Bayswater Road. I was going to go in here, well not go in here, but do a video in there, look. That's a private garden, imagine. than that big. Hyde Park Gardens. Yeah, gonna get the bus to my mate's place in the bush, Shepherd's Bush. That's a 94, that bloody white bus. I may get it, I may not, as it's stuck in traffic, and this traffic hasn't started moving yet. I should definitely get it. I've got to wait 30 seconds for it. That's a bit of a blow, isn't it? Well, it's bright and early Tuesday morning, 20 past 8. Going to do my blood tests in Soho, routine yearly blood tests and prostate test. Did I answer the question? Am I going back to Thailand? Yes, I'm definitely going back. Will I make a bigger effort to meet people and get involved? Yes. Am I enjoying England? Yeah, not probably, not as much, but yeah, I am. Will I ever buy a house in England again? Very, very unlikely. So there we are. And will I go to Spain in August? Yes. Okay, thanks for watching. Stay tuned.